Liberia, and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
A pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to Focal Online TV, where we bring you the daily edition of Inside Print Media. Of course, today is Friday, August 25th, 2023, and we begin at 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media on Focal Online TV. My name is Greg Finansipa, and I serve as your presenter on this Friday as your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. So I'm here being assisted by my colleague. His name is Kaylin Dontoba is my colleague, and we are about to bring you the headlines and the news and details relating to our country, Liberia, and the world at large. So let's look at our review show for today. We have few newspapers here in studio. We have the Daily Observer newspaper. We have the Independent Probe newspaper. We have the Hot Pepper newspaper. We have the New Dawn newspaper. From that standpoint, we will then move over to our international news. And for today, our source is the BBC News. So let's just brief you with the headlines under the Daily Observer newspaper. We encourage you to get yourself a newspaper and be familiar with all of the happenings within our country, Liberia. It's good that you read and be informed. Or better still, get glued to your phone as we bring you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. So, the Daily Observer newspaper headlines reads, Youth activist Wanto is Flag Day orator. Youth activist Wanto is Flag Day orator. That is one of the headlines under the Daily Observer newspaper. We have the silent health impact of charcoal production. The silent health impact of charcoal production. Then, secondly, we move over to another headline under the New Dawn newspaper. Health worker charged with statutory rape. Health worker charged with statutory rape. Another headline under the New Dawn newspaper says, Waterspoon may get 20 years. Waterspoon may get 20 years. And then another headline from the front page after the newspaper, electoral violence in Nimba cleans life. Supporters of Unity Party's fight stand-up barrier Jeremiah Kong implicated. So we move over to another headline under the front page African newspaper. Leadership in exclusive PPs. Charlene Bromskin challenges Unity Party's merit of Liberians' votes. Question UP FA interview. So we run quickly to the Harper newspaper. Another headline reads, President Weah invokes patriotic spirit on citizens to cherish and take pride in national flag. Another headline under the Hot Pepper newspaper, the best to fix Liberia as district number 10 and number 14 give Cummings a rousing welcome. So these are our headlines from our local news sources. That is the Daily Observer newspaper, Hot Pepper newspaper, the Front Page Africa newspaper, and the New Dawn newspaper. So we take a short break. When we get back, we fill you in with all of the happenings within our country and the world at large. But before I leave you, we are saying congratulations to all of the students working out of the university. That is a setup Polytechnic University today. We pray and hope that your achievement may lead you to higher heights. Congratulations for and on behalf of the Focal Online TV um, colleagues and the management here of Focal Online TV. We extend our deepest compliments to you as you gear towards earning or patching your degree today, be it BSc or ASC. Congratulations to you. So we take a short break. When we get back, I'll tell you on the happenings within our country Liberia by bringing you information from the Daily Observer newspaper. Kelly, don't talk about how do you feel this morning?
Well, I'm super great to be here. especially after the holiday.
And how did you spend your holiday? How did you spend your holiday?
My holiday was very big. I was very busy. My colleague, mother, and I, we went through the storm on OB obligations, and we spent our entire day there.
So you spend your entire day again serving the Liberian people.
Yeah, serving the migrant people. Especially when you're driven by your passion to execute a particular task, you feel move every other time.
Yeah, that is so nice. Thanks to you and our team here, Mohammed Vanin Kanin, for allowing us to bring information to the Liberian people. He seems to be our technical man here and he's very good at his job. I'm not selling my colleague, but he's very good. And thanks to you, Kelly Notofa and Mohammed Vanin Kanin, my palaba mate. So we'll take a short break, folks. When we get back, I'll fill you in with information relating to our news sources. That is the Data Observer newspaper. Firstly, thanks for watching. I'll be right back shortly.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media here on Focal Online TV. Remember, Focal Online TV is located within the Tupo Village community along the Japanese Highway. And for today, I am your presenter here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. And my name is Greg Finan Karashpar. I'm here with my co-presenter. His name is
Yeah, Lincoln Toba.
and we are back again after this great holiday that seems and it's our flag day. That was yesterday, August 24th. We are back again to fill you in on all of the happenings within our country, Liberia. We encourage you to please make use of our comment sections and you can also share our live stream. We will really, really appreciate that. So we move quickly to the Daily Observer newspaper. The headline reads Youth activist Wanto is Flag Day orator. Youth activist Wanto is Flag Day orator. The news in details. Wanto, a Liberian youth activist pursuing a master's degree in public policy at the University of Oxford Bamborough College and Bavanik School of Government, has been selected by the Ministry of Education to serve as the national orator for the 176th Flag Day celebration. The decision, according to the ministry, was triggered by the distinctive portfolio, outstanding success, and influence on youth focused programs in Liberia and the world. As Liberians set to commemorate Liberia's 176th Flag Day across the country, the Ministry of Education has designated Honorable Wanto Tia Wanto as the national orator for this year's Flag Day program, or released from the ministry said. Wanto, who is the founder of the Center for African Policy, a think tank institution dedicated to fostering evidence-based policy making and providing independent research and analysis for policymakers and stakeholders across the African continent, has championed the rights of women and girls, children, and if not for Africa, then at least Liberia's leading youth in or sustainability figures. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to President George Manuia for the unique opportunity bestowed upon me to serve as the national orator and deliver the keynote address at the momentous 176th National Flag Day celebration, Wanta said in a Facebook post. In his opinion, being appointed is not only a privilege for him, but also a sign of President Weah's unfailing faith in him, particularly during a time when Liberia's existence, democracy, and possibilities for the future are all being decided. Every year on August 24, Liberians commemorate the day the national tricolor flag, the Lone Star, was raised for the first time. The Declaration of Independence was signed on July 26, 1847, and the national ensign was set a month later, bearing 11 stripes, 6 red and 5 white, alternating, and a single star in a blue field. This year's 176th Flag Day, held under the theme "The Lone Star, a symbol of unity and nationalism," will be held at the Continental Memorial Pavilion in Monrovia. I am committed to delivering a keynote address that embodies the spirit of unity, nationalism, and optimism encompassed by our beloved Lone Star emblem. See you in Monrovia at the historical Continental Pavilion, Wanto noted. In 2014, Wanto embarked on a momentous endeavor as he took the responsibility for documenting the violations committed against 785 orphan and neglected children during the devastating Ebola outbreak. The vital role was part of his involvement with the Liberia National Children and Youth Advisory Board. His exceptional achievement in this endeavor catapulted him into the position of youngest preliminary speaker at the United Nations World Humanitarian Summit. So this is how we move over to another headline under the Daily Observer newspaper. The silent health impact of charcoal production. The silent health impact of charcoal production. For years, Jim Saki, a father of three, has depended on charcoal production as his primary source of income, but the health risks associated with the trade have begun to worry him. The 48-year-old who lives in one of the poorest districts in Monserrado County has spent the last 3 months spending hours inhaling smoke, which is often toxic when producing charcoal. I have spent years producing charcoal for living, says Saki, as his hands bear a bundle of freshly made charcoal, his voice tinged in desperation. But it is the health risks that worries me. This is against the background of the lower profit margin despite the risks involved with charcoal producers. Life is getting harder, and I am worried about what the future holds for me and my family. Charcoal, which is the most used cooking fuel in Liberia, is not just a vital economic activity for Saki, who lives in Bartown, Todi district, but for the thousands of Liberians as well, including his workmate Joseph Ford. Todi, which is one of the oldest and poorest rural districts in Monserrado County, is notorious for its limited economic opportunities, forcing many into charcoal trade whose entire production line is fraught with hazard and health risks. The smoke emitted during the carbonization process contains toxic chemicals and particulate matter that can cause respiratory problems, eye irritation, and long-term health issues. Workers often lack protective equipment such as masks or gloves, exacerbating their exposure to harmful fumes and increasing the risk of injuries from handling burning wood. But the quest for survival keeps Saki and many others who are worried about their health in business. According to a 2019 World Bank report, about 337,000 metric tons of charcoal worth US 46 million was sold in 2018. Sorry. Monserrado, the report noted, consumed a bulk of 337,000 metric tons that year, accounting for over 65% of total demand, more than 10 times greater than any other county. This is how we move over to Lyndon Tukvar, who will bring to us the news headlines and the news in details relating to the front page Africa.
Thank you, Griffin Sipa, for such a beautiful output this morning. Front page Africa. Electoral violence in Nimba claims life. Supporters of Unity Party Vice Senatorial Jeremiah Kong implicated. Liberia quest to conduct credible and peaceful elections in October this year is being overshadowed by early violence and threat of insecurity, partly being caused by supporters of politicians in most parts of the country. Attacks during the recent political rally in Montserrado and Nimba counties have increased in recent times. Just last month, the ear of the partisans of the coalitions of Democratic teams was cut off by those suspected to be partisans of the ruling okay, partisans of partisans of the former ruling United Party over charges of intruding into a crowd of partisans of the ruling party during a campaign rally in Montserrat County. On Monday, August 21, 2023, Mr. Aloysius G. Ban, believed to be a member of the coalitions of Democratic Change, was reportedly stabbed uh, by two Mr. Bible say cousins of Jeremiah Kuhn, Vice Senator of Unity Party in Bangigle Town, Sochida, T. River Administrative District, Nima County, over simple political argument and was later pronounced dead after 2 days spent at the G.W. Halley Hospital. Both rival groups linked into the ruling CDCs and the opposition Unity Party have, however, rebuffed claims of instigating violence that led to the death of Ban. Nima County Senator Prince Johnson, also a supporter of the Unity Party, posted to Facebook page to register his outrage at Monday's incident when he wrote on his Facebook post saying, "In the town of Bo Ye Plain, situated in District 4, Nima County, I experienced an attack orchestrated by the representative of that district, Honorable Gumpy Gabe Kagan. He is no longer the choice of the people due to his selfish representations, disobedience, and disrespectful behavior towards the people he represents." Move over to another headline. Leadership in exclusive PPs. Charlie Bronson challenges United Party marriage to Liberian goals, questions UP's FDF interview. The vice chair of the collaborating political parties, Charlie Broskin, has criticized the Unity Party for what she perceived as the lack of leadership during the last 6 years as former ruling party. She argued that Unity Party has failed to demonstrate tangible accomplishment during its time in opposition, following its 12 years stint in government. In an exclusive interview with Front Page Africa, Councillor Bronsky raised questions about the relationship between UP Stella Barrier, former Vice President Joseph Boakat, and the countries in the ECOWAS region and Africa as a whole. She contended that Boakat and the Unity Party have utilized the connections established during the tenure in power to benefit Liberia as an opposition party without relying solely on official diplomatic channel. With this being said, it brings up to the close of Front Page Africa News. Back to Grafina for the continuation of local news.
Yeah, thanks you, Lyndon Topa, for the brilliant output this morning. And we will proceed again from the New Down newspaper standpoint. So we encourage you to get yourself a newspaper. The newspapers are being sold at a minimum rate of 40 Liberian dollars, and the maximum amount you will be able to pay is 50 Liberian dollars. So it's ranging from 40 to 50 Liberian dollars. Get yourself a newspaper, be familiar with what is happening within our country like Liberia, especially as we gear towards these troubling moments within our country going through electoral process. Get yourself a newspaper because here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media on Focal Online TV, we only bring you top stories relating to our country and the world at large. So to be informed fully, you have to get yourself a newspaper, or better still, get glued to your phone while we bring you this important information. So I resume from the New Dawn newspaper. One of the headline reads, "Health worker charged with statutory rape." Health worker charged with statutory rape. A health worker, 39-year-old Sylvester C. Weiser, has been incarcerated for allegedly raping and impregnating a 16-year-old minor in Harper, Maryland County, southeast Liberia. On Thursday, August 17, the parent of the minor alerted the Women and Children Protection Section of the Liberia National Police in Harper that their daughter has been sexually abused by suspects. She was immediately rushed to the J.J. Dawson Hospital in Harper, where health authorities conducted examination and confirmed that the minor was 3 months and 2 days pregnant. The Women and Children Protection Section pointed out the crime is in violation of Section 14.70 of the revised rape law of Liberia, which states that a person who has sexual intercourse with another male or female has committed rape if A. He intentionally penetrates the vagina, anus, mouth, or any other opening of another person, male or female, with his penis without the victim's consent. Meanwhile, the Independent Commission on Human Rights monitor the county. Boniface Yiman has frowned at the inhuman act and reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring justice for both the minor and the perpetrator. This is so sad and really, really downing. So uh, we move over to another headline. Waterspoon may get 20 years. Waterspoon may get 20 years. The news and details. The Office of the United States Attorney of the Southern District of Florida says a maximum prison term of up to 20 years and up to US 250,000 fine may be imposed against Mr. Stanton Waterspoon. Mr. Waterspoon, who relinquished his administrative role over a media empire he founded in Liberia following his indictment by U.S. authorities, has agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. In return, the United States agrees to dismiss the remaining counts of the indictment with the respect of the defendant at the time of sentencing. The U.S. says Mr. Waterspoon is aware that the sentence will be imposed by the court after considering the federal sentencing guidelines and policy statements. In January this year, U.S. prosecutors indicted Mr. Waterspoon for wire fraud, accusing him of selling false and fraudulent diplomats to nursing students seeking nursing credentials and employment. Prosecutors said buyers used the fraudulent and false nursing credentials, transcripts, and diplomats and other documents created by Waterspoon, Alfred Selu, and Winnie Banadel to obtain licensure as registered nurse in various states, including Maryland and Georgia. Referencing Senior College website, the U.S. authorities said it was licensed by the Florida Commission for Independent Education and Florida Board of Nursing, and Senior offer a practical nursing program and an RN to Bachelor of Science. This is how we turn over to Kaylin and Topa, who will bring to us our news headlines and news in details from another newspaper that is called the Hot Pepper newspaper. Kaylin and Topa.
Thank you, Griffin, for your usual cooperation as always. Hot Pepper newspaper. President Weah invokes patriotic spirit, calls on citizens to cherish and take pride in national flag. The President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah, has acknowledged Liberians to take pride in their country's flag, the national ensign as a symbol of patriotism and freedom. Liberia celebrates Flag Day Thursday, August 24, 2023. The day the flag was first hosted on August 24, 1847, 22 days after the declarations of independence on July 26th of the same year. In a special statement commemorating the date, President Weah said Liberians must take pride in the style and stripes of their national symbol, the flag, and demonstrate patriotism to the nations. According to the president, the flag reflects the country's rich history and the value of the founding father, a symbol of freedom and sweat and the toil of those who preceded the current generation like you. This flag day celebrated on the theme, the loose tide, symbol of unity and nationalism, that we are asserted. We remain grateful to God for His abounding grace and mercy upon our nations and the people for bringing us this far. In spite of our many struggles, Liberians continue to make steady progress towards strengthening the foundations of peace and democracy and respecting fundamental rights as envisioned by our forefathers and foremothers. Brethren, we are indicated that Liberians will continue to honor the designers and contributions of Liberia, as well as the contribution of great women leaders, including our former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, whose personal sacrifices, he said, have helped the development of the nation. We move over to another headlines. The begs to face Liberia as District 10 and 14 gave Cummings a rousing welcome. The standard bearer of the collaborating political parties, Alexander Cummings, was on Wednesday, August 23rd, given a rousing welcome by hundreds of residents of District 14, including Baitan, Gibraltar, Clarajan, Kalfate, Abuja, and Do Community Bourgeois Aslan. Cummings and entourage were joined by hundreds of CPP supporters and sympathizers from various communities in his squad of District 14 as part of his community engagement to interact with citizens and rally their support for his presidential bid in October. Accompanied by a large crowd, Cummings began walking from Claratown Store, made a brief stop at the Vanning Mosque and the Fee My Sheep Church, where he made passionate pleas to both the Muslim and the Christian community to pray fervently for God's divine guardians to help Liberia choose good leaders on October 10th. Liberians wearing CPP t-shirts from adjacent communities in Freeport, Parkwood, Cow factories, and other areas carried banners with Cummings and Bronskin photos and chanted slogans of support and solidarity with the CPP. The CPP standard bearer also made a brief stop at District 14 where he had personal encounters with residents, shared his campaign posters, and explained his vision of economic prosperity and alleviating hunger and extreme poverty in Liberia. With this being said, this brings us to a close of the hot pepper newspaper. Back to you, Refina, for the continuations of international news on this platform.
Thanks to you, Kaylin. And so, of course, we will proceed with our international news. But before then, this is how we close down on the local news relating to our country, Liberia. There's a need to always be grateful for what we have as citizens of Liberia. And looking at the past holiday that was yesterday, August 24th, Kaylin, don't talk about how did you see the flag, the atmosphere, how did things go on the streets? Because I know you were doing your OB work.
Yeah, we were actually doing the OB, but being so particular about my OB didn't stop me from observing. A lot of Liberians, I saw a whole lot of Liberians on the street, and one of the things that I admire most is the fact that many of them were seen with their flag. And they were many of them I saw on yesterday. They had their flag around their neck. And I think it was very patriotic. It was indeed an indications of patriotism to tell you how Liberians are so much grateful and over the fact that they have to like or they have to show respect to this particular day.
Yeah, and I noticed too as well while outing, I noticed most of the houses, most of the vehicles have flags attached to them. Most of the homes have flag outside. Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah, but I one of the things that I noticed way back when I was being told that by some people and who have had experience of what used to exist before. They said way back the police used to make it mandatory that all houses and have the flag, but I don't see I don't see such a kind of regulations being still enforced by the police officers. I don't know.
So even if it was not enforced yesterday, but people still had that ongoing. Most of the cars in the streets have flags
Yeah.
on them. Most of the houses, you see a home, you see a flag out there. And then people posted some motivational poem for our country Liberia. Some people prayed, and I mean the day was celebrated with a cool atmosphere until then. Later on, the rain decided to fall a little bit, but then the atmosphere in terms of weather condition was okay from our from outside here. That is, I don't know other areas, but
This,
the
this,
places I went, Marshall, the weather condition was okay. And then when I came back, New Georgia, that is, regardless where we're at, the atmosphere was okay until later on around 7, 6, and a small rain came.
did you manage to listen to Wanto, Tia Wanto, the orator who was being designated by the Ministry of Education to speak to?
Yes, it was unfortunate that I couldn't listen to him speaking, but I read his message for the Flag Day, and I feel, yes, I wanted to recognize his ambitious work, his brilliant work, yeah, as a Liberian, and meaning he was very frank in his statements, especially concerning our Flag Day. And then I want to say thank you to the Ministry of Education for selecting. I mean, when you make someone like one two or an oracle for a program, it brings pride. It also motivates young people to continue doing what they are doing. So I mean, the selection was prudent enough. It was great. It was a great move, and I want to say thank you to HE Dr. George Manenwia. I'm also saying thank you. I admonish him for his act. Yes.
So
So
you are being very unjust when you want to, especially you are only thanking George Weah, but
I'm, but
you
I
should have
think it,
extended your gratitude to and so Sony Latin doctor those because those are those are key
so
figures.
yes, the Ministry of Education has it has administrative board. It have administrators there, and Ansu Sonin seems to be the head of the Ministry of Education. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. So I sent out my profound gratitude, and I said thanks to the Ministry of Education. So to be precise, Lyndon, for you to feel satisfied, I'm saying thanks to you, Minister Ansu Soni, for the work done, and to all of the staff of the Ministry of Education for the selection of choosing Wanto Tia Wanto as our Flag Day orator, which was yesterday, August 24th. He did a great work. His alignment in terms of his message was brought out very clearly, and I appreciate him for that. And this should be a motivation. If you are not motivated as a young person, killing don't so far, I wish to serve one day as a orator of this country, be a whatever program, and hoping that I could have that opportunity to speak on our country independence.
Yes, but
Yes.
you just have to endeavor. I know you have to endeavor more than what you are doing now.
Yes, and putting more efforts, right? So yeah, so this is our motivation, and he did an extreme job yesterday, especially a young person. This is what I love to see. So we take a short break, folks. When we get back, we fill you in on our international news. But for today, we are closing down on our local news here within Liberia. And please, I hope you're not having a hangover because we noticed that yesterday was a holiday and you should be going back to work today. So if you found yourself guilty, partly get up and go to work. You have to do the people work. Yesterday was a holiday, today is not. You have to keep hustling. Unfortunately, let me say fortunately, now unfortunately, fortunately for you, today begins the weekend. So I mean, you can still manage and cope with whatever situation you are having. You just go to work, and then after work, you can have yourself Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to relax.
That double happiness.
Yes, double happiness. But if you did anything on the screen for yesterday, you will be affected for today. But again, you have to manage with that and then go to work and then begin again the weekend. The weekend begins today, and thank God today is Friday. So let me notify our viewers watching on Jeanette Gadwell. Thanks for watching Honorable George Watkins Jr. He's watching. Thanks for watching. Jared is watching. Thanks for watching. Following from Markat and James Kota Jr. He's watching too from the FBA community. Wow, we appreciate you for watching from that end. And Jared, we appreciate you. Kid Notopa, he's following from Markat. Do you have any MICAT? Markat?
Aka?
Yes.
MEC?
MI.
I really don't know.
Yes, so he's following from that. Okay, we appreciate you for joining us. Jeanette, thanks for joining us. Honorable George Watkins Jr. Thanks for following us. We appreciate you your whole life. So this is how we take a short break, folks. When we get back, I'll bring you straightly with our international news. Our source for today is the BBC. So thanks for watching. My name is Rekina Sipa, and I'll be right back shortly.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Toba. My name is Greg Finan Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Topo Village community along the Japanese Highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focus.
Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Toba. My name is Bekfina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within the Topo Village community along the Japanese Highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, folks, wherever you are watching us from due to your geographical location. This is Focal Online TV, where we bring you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. My name is Greg Finansipa, and I am your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. And I'm here with my co-presenter. His name is and I'm bringing forth the international news from our source for today, BBC. The headline reads: Niger to allow in other junta coups if attack. Niger to allow in other junta troops if attack. The coup leader in Niger, Jean Adamin Tachini, has signed an order allowing the fellow military governments of Mali and Burkina Faso to send troops into his country to help defend against an attack. The announcement was made after the foreign ministers of Burkina Faso, Olivier Rouhuma, and Mali, Abdoulaye Diop, visited Jean Tachin in Niamey on Thursday. The West African Regional Bloc (ECOWAS) has threatened to use force to reinstate the democratically elected president of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, who was deposed by a group of army officers last month. It's been trying to negotiate with the coup leaders, but has won it ready to send troops if diplomacy fails. So this is how we close down on our international news, and this news is about Niger. Looking at all of the happenings, we know there's a coup in Niger, and there's a need for us to pray as Africans, while other groups are deciding to work on the peace and stability within the country in Niger. So in Niger, you have the president who was elected he has been placed on a coup by some military force. So there's a need for us to pray that this issue be resolved within Niger. Just to close up, don't forget we brought you information relating to Coming as he went on his campaign period within district number 10 and 14. And this was brought from the Hot Pepper newspaper. Another headline there was President Weah invokes patriotic spirit as he called on citizens to cherish and take pride in the flag day. So there's another one here from the front page Africa about electoral violence in Nimba County. There's a need to pray for our country at this crucial moment. Remember, Liberia is what we have, Liberia is what we got. So, in order to protect the peace we have within our country, Liberia, we must do away with violence. We keep hearing rumors, we keep hearing these things. There are evidence to. I mean, this guy was beaten bitterly in his foot as well. So it's something that is not good, especially growing now in the various counties. It's something that should be dealt with on a national level. Like NEC should take a stand for these things. So you see that violence in Nimba, it claims life. I mean, these things are not of good. There's not, even if you are supporting a political party, do not be involved in violence acts. Sometimes the people who own these political parties or who has high rank there will not be the victim of these things. You that go and do these acts are the victims. So there's need for you to be paying little of nothing just because you love the party and be involved in the acts. Do away with violence. Young people or SOS for other people, do away with violence. Sometimes experiencing it for the first time may lead to your demise. Sometimes witnessing it may lead to hurtful things on you. So there's no need to experience, there's no need to witness it. And God forbid, those of you who saying if this election will not end up like this, something will happen, you lie. Nothing will happen to Liberians. Liberia will maintain the peace. Liberians will maintain the peace we have within this country, and we will go quietly and cast our vote. Whatever the result come up with, or whatever the result may be, whatever national election will come up with the result, we will accept it and will continue to move on peacefully. Liberia will not go back to war again. God forbid not go back to war. There are young minds in this country who want to be a biochemist. There are young people who want to be a surgeon. There are young people who want to be a cardiologist. There are young people in this country who want to be a finance minister, who wants to be a leader. So we'll not go back to any war again in this country, to our violence. This is how I close down saying happy Friday to all of the young people out there, BAO. Happy Friday to you folks, and thank God it's Friday. Thanks for watching the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. My name is Redfina Sipwa, and I'll have a closing statement from my colleague here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media before I close.
So in conclusion, thank you, Redfina. In conclusion, we want to say we are admonishing every Liberian as we move through the electionary time. We are urging you to promote the issues of peace and do away with violence. And we will be definitely back here by Monday, which time we will be in high gear to bring you the regular program Inside the Print Media on this platform.
Thank you,
Focal
Kelly.
TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and